Good afternoon. Welcome to OptionsTender. It's Monday, November 17th, 2025. So I want to give you a quick update here. Things aren't looking so hot for the market. I'm going to show you this. We haven't looked at it in a long time. Market breadth is dying out. We have a percentage of S&P stocks that are above their 50-day moving averages. These are the percentages here, and we're at 40%. That's not good. Anything under 50%. And then over the 100 moving average, you're at 43%, okay? The 200, we're still over 50%. So, there's some hope there that this just doesn't die out. But at this point, it's a very, very weak market. And that just points us directly to tons of alerts going off. And so that just brings us to the big tech stocks. If any of these start to give up here, you're talking, we're going to continue this move much lower. Now, I do have a conservative look that we've been looking at each and every day, so I'll show you those in just a second. But these start giving up. Google, Tesla. Tesla was up big today, I think almost 4% or so. And obviously, NVIDIA going into Wednesday. So that video will also be very important when we do that on Wednesday, because we have information catching up with the economic data on Thursday before the bell as well. Okay, so that's this. This is divergence. You see the market going up and breadth going down. All right, I'm going to pause this and go to our regular look. Okay, so here's our regular analysis here. Here's SPX. By the way, we're doing this intraday about 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to get these videos intraday so it can help you out with some of your decisions, or maybe you missed something, or maybe you're new at trading, then you can check these out while the market is moving. So consider becoming a 99-cent YouTube supporter. That will get you the Discord cheddar flow, and also that's the dark pool and the options flow, and also our trade alerts. So we're swinging puts right now, so that's well into the Discord, and come join us. We have awesome traders in there. There's people that short, that go do calls. There's people that play commons, even short commons, and just wonderful traders. So here we go. We have SPX, and a really important thing to look at this is first your trend. Very simple, right? We're underneath it, and we are denying or rejecting from that 20 moving average as well. And this divergence is starting to play out, I think. And here's your moving averages. Even more important, we're losing that 50-day moving average. Okay, that coincides with what we're talking about. I thought we might get a stick save today, like we did the last 2 days, but we're rejecting off of it. There's nothing happy about this movement here. And the next moving average is down here at the 100, also with some support down here as well. So if things start to fall apart, I do think we should get a reaction here, but it doesn't have to. All right. If there's a couple scenarios, and I laid those out for members, that this will be a crucial spot right there, and I'll leave it at that. So here's a McCullen oscillator. We're getting into those oversold territory. Again, I think this is going to go lower. I think we're just getting started with our move here. We could get a little bit more oversold. There's nothing to base this off of being meaning a setup to go long here. Not what I would recommend at all. All right, so breadth this week, and I can put on the traditional look here. This will give you a little color to the situation. Here's the, we had that bounce off of the positive divergence there, and now we're failing from this point, okay? And just to put on, we may have looked at this on the weekend, but here's your McClellan summation. And this is really right about to break that the gray area of your bull bear pivot here. So not looking good. Breadth is getting weaker. The market is falling. Here's your indicators. Getting to that oversold territory, right? No, well, I mean, just like up here, that's a strong market. They are conditions. You could say overbought. We are getting into the oversold territory, but we have much lower that we could go. and we have the sell signal on the slow stoch. This can continue to go lower here. So with it being already in the oversold, I still think that will bring us back to these trend lines here and to the lower portion. By the way, we're getting to the 0 line. So again, sometimes you find support there at that 0 line. So what I'm still looking for is the bottom of this range. We're back in this range. I think we could get that bottom. We could form this neckline here with your left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. Don't think the market can't continue from there. So just in case it does, then we have a whole nother scenario playing out. DMARC. 1, 2, no setup here. Let's go to SPY. Okay, so here's SPY. Here's the traditional look. We're in this equilibrium here. Perhaps you can put on a little bit of call, I guess, protection from this point. I really don't think this is going to hold. I don't think this is a true triangle, but it could fill out more if we get down to the bottom here. So there's nothing irresponsible about putting hedges on at this territory, since we do have a valid trend line there from this point, and this point. So I don't think this will break today, but I would be careful. I'm going to give you, let's go to the VIX first. Before we go any further, the VIX is, it tells so much, all right? There's so much information here. And we have this 8 EMA crossing over with the 200, and that's why the VIX is pushing up really hard here. But as some people say, well, you're over 10%, so the next 2 days you should see a green day, okay? That's 85% chance. I do agree with it, but notice what happened this time. You know, you had the 8 EMA crossing over that 200, and then you had this huge spike, okay? Yes, I agree with that, and I think this spike could reach another move higher tomorrow. And with that said, maybe even spike through, I'm not sure. Another big move tomorrow. And then your next day should be your green day, where we get some sort of big retracement from the VIX, okay? And so that kind of still goes along with our game plan that we've been talking about over and over. We have this daily cycle and the minor cycle coming together here into next week. Basically next week. And so into, that's the 24th. So not next week, but what's this going to, 24th? Yeah, next week. So what we'd look for is a rejection higher, and then some sort of movement lower, possibly to the trend line here going into next week. Okay. And that would be a retracement in the market. And we want to then, after that, maybe a lows here or wherever it makes its low, and then a true breakout from this range, okay? So with that said, let's continue on with SPY. And again, what I think is probably likely to happen is we're breaking this 50-day moving average. You break down, you get that spike tomorrow, one big breakdown tomorrow. You get the spike tomorrow in the VIX. And possibly the day after would mark that, the probability that you get a green day. And then we start to get our retracement, okay? Now, if you're brand new here, I'll show you what we're looking for on the lower time frame. But here's your money flow index. Its distribution is heading lower. We had negative divergence there. I think I had it marked on this board here. Yeah, we had negative divergence with that brand new high there, but now we're distributing. I think we're going to come down, cycle lower. We already did the DMARC, Bollinger Band. So we're getting into the bottom of the band. That gave us the bounce that time, but I do think it's going to start pushing the bands lower, and you'll have your buy signal once again, like I said, around the lows here. We have support, and then you have that possible neckline for the head and shoulder. Nothing to see there. This volume shelf. So with that move down here, you have this, a lot of times price likes to save these gaps. Now, if we save that gap, that's right at the lows here. Now, if we spike through a little bit lower, 643, then you have a shelf there. That shelf starts a little earlier. It doesn't have to be right at the exact point of the shelf, but just know that there's a shelf at 643, and then there's a gap at 650. So if price doesn't want to hold, spikes through that 100-day moving average, comes to 645 or so, then that could be your low a little bit further down. Let's go to let's check out MJ. I think MJ is at a buy zone here. We have our gap opening. It's getting into the gap. And so that clearly didn't hold there. We're going to look for, this wasn't a trend line. I was trying to see if we would hold at that area. We're trying to find a trend. We're at support. We have that former resistance here and also a volume node. And so we're at that point right now. And all we're doing right now is back testing. So we had our initial move up. You guys know what the Elliott wave count is. If you're a member, by the way, that's a $4.99 membership. I go through all these individual and I try to teach if we do have a trade in, I'll try to put a video out to show exactly what we're doing, how the trade's going and such. So we're back testing this wedge. Could it go a little further? Absolutely. But this is huge. This is huge. I'm all about this for a decade style move. All right, we're coming into some moving averages as well on the higher time frames. But this initial move higher and this pullback is totally necessary. And I think this is an A, B, C and complete, just about complete, could fill up the gap. And then we're looking for much, much higher prices. This is a buy, buy, buy. Okay. IBIT. All right, so this is breaking down a little bit further. I was showing you yesterday, we possibly could draw a channel there. Now, I can adjust this. This low was not touching there. It's possible. This can continue to break down, don't get me wrong. But if we line up these two bottoms here, all right, then we get a possible trend line that we can hold on to. Now, here's support. It's always a zone. Okay, if you would have said support was here and then you gap down, gap above it, spike through, spike through, gap above it. So Bitcoin's very, very volatile. So just know that this possibly, I could have left it the same. And if you regain these prices, I think this will lead the bounce higher. Okay, I think we'll get our reaction somewhere around this area. And then we lead the bounce with Bitcoin. And the market will flush down to those 100-day moving average and the zone that I was talking about. But then this will lead the market for a bounce. We'll say, hey, what about, we'll look at Bitcoin and maybe it'll be bouncing and the market's tearing to the downside. And we'll be like, what's happening? Well, it's just a leader. It's a leader at this point. It let us down. It's going to lead us up. SPY on that 65. On the 65-minute, we're getting down to this channel line here. I do suppose that we will hit this today and kind of leave us in limbo. And now we could have a green day tomorrow. Okay, this doesn't have to play out like I said. Doesn't have to drop right now. You're still in this range. Maybe this VIX being over 10% gives us a bounce back to this major area around 672 or so, right in this zone. So maybe that gives us the bounce before heading lower, a lower high there. All right. Now, it's not out of the question that this could be a bigger retracement. Even if you're bearish, this still could lead to unfinished business here, where this is an A, B, and C. So the primary wave count that we're looking at is that this is an 1, 2, 3, expanded flat for 4, and we're looking for 5 to complete somewhere down in this range here under 650, possibly 652 being the first spot. And here's your range, your dotted lines. There's your equilibrium. And the question is, we have our impulse wave down for an A. This is zigzag. Do we come up to 677 for a flat pattern correction into a B? All right, that's possible. That may be what the VIX is signaling, but I just wouldn't bank on it. As a matter of fact, we're holding swing, so it really doesn't matter. We'll just short it again at this point. All right, but that's the idea. Then we're going down eventually, whether we have a complex or this correction is done. We'll look for a move lower, and then that will be our initial wave one, unless things really get nasty and continue to go lower. Then we'll have a different count. Again, we share those for members. I really want you to join that and come in the Discord and chit chat live, and tell our thoughts in real time. So, and we have so that would be our one, and then we look for a large retracement into a two eventually. Okay, and maybe that is caused. Maybe this is all caused the bounce from the cluster of data and NVIDIA earnings Wednesday. Okay, so that fits in my brain well. Doesn't mean that's going to happen. We could just see this drop going into Tuesday, and then we get our bounce from Wednesday and Thursday. That makes a lot of sense, but let's see what the price tells us, and we'll go from there. All right, so let's visit. I don't think we need to go through too many indicators, but we just know that we're not oversold. We're not. We can go further. This can go down to 8 or 5 or so, and this is still heading down, and we're still heading lower in this MACD as well. MACDV. This is all bearish. None of this became a buy signal. It's all been a sell, and it's continuing to. And so, I think we'll probably close the day around here. I can't imagine it dropping and breaking intraday, but so be it if it does. All right. You have it pushing the Bollinger Bands. We're oversold already. So, like I said, we could get divergence here, but if we're already in accumulation, maybe we get that bigger bounce. All right. So nothing wrong with a couple calls there. And where would it go? 677. 677 is where I would put some call hedges if you're going to do so. And then what could happen if that's the case? Maybe we get our bounce into Wednesday. All right. Excuse me. Now, maybe we get our bounce, and this is a B, and we get our bounce into Wednesday. Okay. And then Wednesday, all the data and NVIDIA make this market fail. Okay. And I know we can go up, we can go down. Well, I'm giving you the scenario so you can react off of it. This is just completely in short term. All right. If you're a swing trader, you don't even have to worry about any of this. If you're out, 2 months in your expirations, and so be it. Just know that we're actually below the 8 EMA in the weekly time frame, just to give you a heads up. Let's see, DMARC, 6 count, no setup there. Trend is down, we know that. Moving averages are down. Boom, 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 Bollinger Band. It's oversold and getting into the band. So again, you could take your chances there with if you're an intraday or futures trader or so. You will have a signal there for a buy. And that's it, you guys. That's what we got. Once again, the VIX is just bullish, period. VIX is bullish. And there's that downtrend line that I was talking about, the daily time frame. There's a gap and crap down here before in after hours. So know that is valid up there, even though you can't see it on the VIX. So does this come back down and then move higher, or does it move higher directly into those levels of 25, 26 tomorrow? That's the big question. Be prepared for both, and you have a wonderful night. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for joining us here at OptionsTender. We'll see you in the next video.